Good morning. It's good to be with you this morning. Just checking something there. Uh, you know, many times we say things that we don't mean. And sometimes we say things about people that we don't mean in the hearing of others. There's a little story here. It's given by R.E. Clark in his book, Life is Not a Snapshot. It's entitled Old Chicken Feathers. A lady approached her pastor with tears in her eyes. "I have spread tales about you, Pastor, and I'm so sorry," she cried. The pastor offered his full and free forgiveness, but then made a strange request of the woman. "Do you own any chickens?" he asked her. The lady answered in the affirmative and then heard the pastor's instructions. He told her to go home and kill one of her chickens and begin to travel around town with the dead chicken. She was to pluck a feather from the bird and to lay it on the doorstep of each home where she had told the tale about the pastor. She was then to return to the pastor. Sorrow prompted her immediate obedience. After returning, the pastor told her, "Now go back to each door and collect the feathers." The woman replied with amazement, "Pastor, by this time those feathers have blown all over town." Then she fell silent as the reality of her action settled upon her. The wisest man who ever lived wrote the book of Ecclesiastes. In the 5th chapter, he said, "Walk prudently when you go to the house of the Lord, and draw near to hear rather than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they do not know that they do evil. Do not be rash with your mouth, and let your heart utter anything hastily before God. For God is in the heaven and you on the earth. Therefore, let your words be few." Ecclesiastes 5:1 and 2. The two words translated walk prudently carry the meaning of guarding your steps, but they also hold a deeper connotation of not being a talebearer. Interesting is the fact that Solomon warned about talebearing in the house of God. He further gave instructions on how to make sure that we were to not to be talebearers. Draw near to hear rather than to speak. Do not speak too quickly. In other words, the best way to prevent gossip is to keep your mouth shut. The incentive of this lies in the truth that God in heaven, and from his perspective of omniscience, he knows all that transpires here on the earth, not only what we say, but what our intent in saying it. As Solomon said, let your words be few, and as I say, it will keep your chickens alive and feathered. God bless you. Have a good day today.